Today I'll show you how to change a skill saw blade. If you guys don't have a skill saw yet, this is going to be one of the 3 must-have tools for home carpenters. With this particular tool right here, if I could only have one, a good worm drive skill saw would probably be my #1 for doing construction. I could build, anyone could build a whole house with this thing. You can even use it somewhat as a table saw for ripping with a ripping guide like this. It's integrated, it slides in here, and you can use that as a guide to make nice long rips. But if you can come across one of these at a garage sale, pick it up because it's an invaluable tool. But back to changing the blade, right here on the front you'll see is a plunger. What that does is that locks the motor from turning on you so you can get the nut loose. Once you get that locked in there, remember these are backwards threads, so you turn to the right to loosen it. You can take a nail or a pencil or something to lock this guide back so you're not fighting it. So you have these 2 pieces right here. Some skill saws you'll have a round punch, and some skill saws you see right here on the arbor, it comes with a round, like Makita's I think take this, but the Skills take a diamond, but the blades will be punched out. You'll see right here it's kind of faint, but there's a blank, and with a screwdriver we can knock that out of there. Alright, so we need to knock that blank out of there so it looks like the old blade with this diamond pattern. You gotta be careful with this. If you try to pry around on it too much, you can bend it and then the blade will wobble. So what I found is just identify the corner marks with your screwdriver or a punch on a hard flat surface like this. Just give it a whack. Just one tight wrap on the 4 corners. And there you see that'll come out of there. Now we can use that on our skill type of arbor. So we'll put this on. A lot of people can put this on backwards because you automatically assume that the writing goes out, but actually the blades go up. And make sure that that is lined up on that arbor. We've got backwards threads. And you can see the saw will tell you the direction of travel right here with this arrow. So you can tell which way if you forget that it turns. There's 2 types of skill saw worm drives. There's the standard one, and then there's the Mag77 like I have right here. They are essentially the same saw, but there's a couple key things that make them different. That seems to make a difference to me. Well, one is the weight. The reason it's called Mag77 is because they're made out of, the table and such are made out of magnesium, and they're lighter. But the most important thing is this particular table is really a flat, nice thick piece of aluminum, where the other ones are a rolled steel. I find it easier to get my marks, easier to use and to cut with. They're a little bit more money, but you'll forget about the few dollars that you saved when you've handled this all day, because this is a heavy tool and it can be tiresome after using it all day. But a Mag77 skill saw is the best you can get. Also, after you've replaced the blade, you want to square the table with the blade. And that's pretty simple to do. These will get off. Right here on the front is a lever. You simply loosen that, and what that'll do is that'll allow this table to turn for doing angled cuts. So since we want to do 90-degree cuts, what I'll do is I'll set that up here, and using my speed square, I'll square this table with the blade, and then tighten my lever here. And now I know I'm going to make a nice clean 90-degree cut. While we're talking about skill saws, it reminds me of Popular Mechanics. I used to get that magazine. I had a subscription to it. I remember one month they had a feature on skill saws. They were doing a test like they always do. Which one is the best saw? But they didn't test, real skill saws. They tested the small, like the homeowner style circular saws. And I read it anyway and got to the back. And then they had a picture, of a proper worm drive skill saw like this. And they said, don't worry about those big saws like that. You were not man enough for them anyway. And I thought that was my last subscription to Popular Mechanics. I don't think I meet their demographic, whoever it is they're trying to reach. So that's it. I don't know what point that has to do with this video other than no more Popular Mechanics for me.